Yes.
school, which put it to.
Side shoot, they're very short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
So that she
college.
doesn't
I wouldn't
in a world of hurt, but
Well, I put in the high school was also,
pays well. Yes, we will.
yeah.
Is Jeff gone as well?
Jeff is also gone. He's on.
It's kind of a nice little group here.
Quaint.
6 o'clock, we'll call the meeting of June 26th to order. Ask Jenny to take roll call at this time.
Dvorak,
Yes.
Sarchet,
Yes.
Anderson,
Here.
Vogel. Here.
Okay, next thing on the agenda is approval of the agenda. Ask for a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Dvorak,
Yes.
Sarchet,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Vogel. Yes.
Agenda approved. Public comments. Jenny, have we had anybody call in that wants to speak tonight?
No, sir.
Very good, thank you. Next, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Anything anybody want to talk about?
I just want to congratulate the new hires. I'm sure they're going to be good. They're recognized here, a few of the new hires for the summer, so wish them the best. That's it.
Very good. Roll call, please.
Vogel. Yes. Dvorak,
Yes.
Sarchet,
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes. Next is business items. A, resolution 2023-86 awarding general obligation corporate purpose bonds, series 2023.
Good evening. This morning at 10 or 11 o'clock, the city took bids on its general obligation bonds in the amount of $3,550,000. The city received 9 bids, which is very good. And so the low bid was from Robert W. Baird. They came in at 3.7. Back in budget season, back in January, we were planning purposes. We used a 5.5%. So the obviously a much result, which results in more money for the city and also a service. So, in June, Chelsea and I had a call with these investor services and did upgrade the city bond rating from AA3 to AA2. So that's very exciting, as you probably have already seen. But I think that's an indication of well-run city, and so you guys should take a lot of pride in bond rating, as it's it's a good reflection for a city of this size, to be upgraded to a AA2 means that you've got a lot more financial. So the cover bid was from Northland Securities at a 3.79, so about 8 basis points between the first and the second bid. But yeah, we were, as PFM, this is what we do for a living, and we were very pleased with the sale. So happy to answer any questions. So if there's no questions, then it would be our formal recommendation to award $3,550,000 general obligation for the sponsors 23A to Robert W. Baird out of Washington.
The portion of this that's going towards City Hall, do we have anything left planned for obligation bonds for the City Hall construction, or is this it?
This would be the final amount we would borrow.
Okay, thanks.
Did that answer your question?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, I'll ask for a motion.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Anybody have anything else to say?
It's a long time in the making to to get this going. It's going to be a nice amenity and reflect the city is moving toward keeping our identity, but still continuing to provide the services and not being a city hall similar to this nature, if you will. So it's definitely time. So appreciate your work.
I think it's a huge step because we've actually, as I said before, we've never really had a city. It's always been something else that's been made over to work as a city hall, and they seem to work, but getting to the point they're not good anymore. So I think this is a step in the right direction. So thank you all.
Thank you.
We're ready when you are.
Sarchet,
Yes.
DeVore,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, first reading of ordinance 2023-9200, amending chapter 165.23 Board of Adjustment. Chelsea, you want to go over this?
Yes. So for the council to review and consider this evening is an amended ordinance regarding the Board of Adjustment chapter. I will tell you where some of this stemmed from, but several months ago we received a variance request from a property owner who went through this process to build a structure, was told that, that structure doesn't meet code, decided to build the structure anyway. So then the property owner decided to file a variance request for the Board of Adjustment to see if he could get a variance granted for the structure that he built. Board of Adjustment denied that variance, and kind of thereafter the meeting, they said, this has happened on more than one occasion where someone goes through this process. We don't want them to be able to come to us and ask for a variance request when they built the structure that was not compliant to the code. So I worked with Amy, city attorney, to kind of put some language together saying that somebody would have to certify that they were not asking for a variance because of that reason, and we put that in an ordinance. Board of Adjustments met earlier this month. They reviewed the ordinance and they would recommend some similar language to what's proposed for the council tonight.
So if I heard you right, permission was asked, denied, built anyway, then came back and said, built it, now please consider changing. Okay. So if this covers that scenario, that's perfect.
It does, and I think the Board of Adjustments' main concern was that it's not fair for them to have to be the bad guy when the steps have already been taken where we haven't issued a building permit, and then for them to, then have to further deny someone. They just don't want to be put in that situation again.
It's as if they're the ones that are the bad guys, if you will, whereas code essentially prohibited it in the first place. They just have to be the deliverer
Yes.
of that. Yeah, okay.
Well, I've always had a problem with the fact that we spend a lot of time and money developing these codes. Not to have them followed, I think, is a shame, because we do spend tax dollars and time, staff time and our time to develop these codes, and they should be followed.
Motion to approve ordinance 2023-9200, chapters 165.23.
Second.
Just real quick before the vote, I'm in agreement with the earlier statements, and I think it's a reasonable ask of the Board Adjustment, given their role. Do we track, my understanding of how Board of Adjustment should be used is very, very rare with very special circumstances, and I get that we're tightening down on those special circumstances. Do we track anything in terms of the number of masks that go to Board of Adjustment compared to maybe other communities, or and maybe that's not something we need to track completely, but
We don't really
I just
compare.
like to know if we're the kind of in the realm of our peer group, the number of requests that go to them.
I,
Does that make sense?
I don't know if we don't compare, but I will tell you, Rob, that we've had 3 submittals in the last calendar year for variance requests.
Prior to that, we had none previous year, and then it was about 1 a year for a couple years.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I was going, is we seem to, and maybe this is just a blip, these that we've had, but, okay, that is helpful.
And I would also further say that it's most of the all the variances I have seen have been very unique. No one's asked for the same thing twice, if that makes sense. So it's not like we have a repetitive issue with code. It's something specific to a property.
Sure.
We've been very fortunate as a city that we've had some long-serving people on the Board of Adjustment that have stuck around, are still doing it, and are very good at their job. And I think we can do some things to make it easier for them and not put any more pressure on them than they already have. I think that's a step in the right direction. If that makes sense. Okay, ready for roll?
Vogel,
Yes.
Dvorak,
Yes.
Sarchet,
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes. Okay, motion passed. This is the third reading of ordinance 2023-9000, amending chapter 92 water rates, section 9202, rates for service. Third and final reading, so moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Vogel,
Yes.
Dvorak,
Yes.
Sarchet,
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes. Thank you. Third reading of ordinance 2023-9100, amending chapter 99, section 99.02, sewer service charges. Third and final reading. Done.
So moved.
Second.
That's it, right?
Sorry. What? Okay, roll call, please.
Vogel,
Yes.
Dvorak,
Yes.
Sarchet,
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes. What I was gonna say, it's a hard one, but we've done our due diligence and taken our time, and I think, once again, we got it right. Reports of particulars. Mayor, he's not here. Pretend mayor, he doesn't have anything to say. Council. Anyone have anything to add?
I'm good, boss.
Chelsea?
Sorry I couldn't be there, and thanks, Jenny, for lining this up. Appreciate it.
You're missed.
Have fun wherever you are.
Not sure I believe that, Ron, but I appreciate you saying it.
Saved you.
Of course you are, Rob.
Saved you some herring.
I have nothing.
Nothing? Staff?
Nothing here.
Nobody, I have nothing. We need a motion.
To adjourn?
Yes.
You can't do it.
Well, I could, but I'm,
So moved.
Second.
you guys have been doing such a good job. Roll call,
You
please.
can just do all in favor on this one.
All in favor?
Aye.
Bye.
Opposed? Very good. This meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Ron, 12 minutes.
Not a record.